Okay, great, good. So we're live. Good evening. Welcome to Master Your Life. I am Winroy, your dream builder and life mastery coach. Today, as you know, it's Heroes Day here in Jamaica. Yes, we celebrate Heroes Day in Jamaica. So this evening, I would love to talk about heroes. As you know, among the several awards given today at the honors and awards ceremony at King's House, persons received recognition for courageous behavior. For example, Tremaine Brown, many persons would have come to know that name by now. He received award for the badge of honor for gallantry. Now, this young man risked his life to rescue a drowning boy. Now, I'm not at all here to talk about Tremaine per se, nor any of the other persons who did similar feat of rescuing persons, putting their lives at risk. Nor am I here to talk about any of our 7 national heroes. Instead, I want to talk about you. Yes, you. I want to talk about the hero that you are. Don't you know that you have a hero inside you? Actually, you do. We all do. So the topic this evening is how to bring out the hero that is inside you. Think about that for a moment. How to bring out the hero that is inside you. Now, the word hero refers to a person who is admired for his courage or her courage, his or her outstanding achievements, or noble qualities. Now, in the context of you wanting to be a better version of yourself, you wanting to become the best person you are, it then should be not surprising that you want to connect with your higher self. Yes, that higher self of yours. That is the self that you at this moment would love to admire. Think about it. Who you are now, you would want to become better than, so to speak. You want to become better than you are today. So that which you want to become could be viewed as your hero. So it is in that context I speak about the hero that is within you. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not about glorifying self. Not at all. It's about recognizing that you are way more than you are now. Absolutely. So you are here and you love to be here. This is your hero. That's what I'm talking about. So it's about striving to be the hero that you are. Now, as usual, I share this content and I believe that it is content that many persons would love. So what I would encourage you to do as you watch is to actually share this video. Share it with your friends. Share it with your colleagues. And I invite you to comment as you watch this video. As usual, I start with a story. And I want to tell a personal story. Now, my story is not at all a great hero story. I must tell you that. It's not one of recognition at King's House. It's one of recognition when I think about my current self and my future self, or then my self then, and as it became a higher self. So it was the year 2010, and some persons might have heard this story already, but I'd love to tell it again. So it was about the year 2010. I was at the UWI Mona swimming pool and I was learning to swim. And this was as part of my therapy for having slipped 2 discs in my lower back. And this happened sometime earlier. No, so I engaged this swim coach at UWI. And by this time, my instructor, he had taught me well, so I could comfortably swim the length of what is about a 50-meter pool. Now, on this particular day, the instructor asked me to jump into the deep end of the pool. Yes, he asked me to jump in the deep end of the pool. And I thought about it. I went to the edge of the pool. I looked into the water and I thought about what he had asked me to do. What was this man asking me to do? He was asking me to jump into approximately 15 feet of water. I thought about it and I said to myself, no, he must be mad. I'd never done that before. And I was thinking that I would not do this anytime soon. So it took me all of 15 minutes to jump into the deep end of the pool. I went to the edge of the pool and I said, yeah man, I can do this, and I muster it up, I can do this. But at the same time, there was this voice telling me that I can't and I should not. And that voice I later recognized to be the voice of fear. And it was loud, very loud. You see, fear had me in such a way that I started to believe it. Yes, I started to believe its voice. I even thought to myself, what if I jump and drown myself? What if I get into difficulties under the water? I doubted myself and I walked away from the edge. Yes, I walked away from the edge. But then a feeling came over me, and this feeling was one of wanting to experience the jump. So in that moment, I reserved a part of my mind to believe that the jump would be great. I mustered up the courage. I advanced to the edge and I got ready to jump. And I jumped. And honestly though, within that jump, fear still lingered. You see, I share this story because I've come to realize that it is quite okay to do something while afraid. I share this story as well to illustrate that fear will grip us. Fear will grip us at times, but you don't have to have that fear continuously gripping you. You don't have to remain gripped. In fact, fear goes away when you let it go. Now, this story is nothing like a Tremaine's story because he didn't think about all of this and just jump in the water. And I later learned that this man, if I am correct, he said he can't swim. No, that's courage. I don't know that I would be that courageous, honestly. But I speak to the person inside each of us who might be saying, you know, I'd love to do this, but I'm speaking to that person who knows he or she wants to take that step. Whatever it is that you are afraid to do, what it is that's standing in your way to go to that step, that level that you intend to go, do not allow fear to prevent you from connecting with that. And that is the hero that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the hero within you who will go forward despite fear. So the topic today really is how to bring out the hero that is inside you. How to bring out that hero. So here's a leading thought. It is said that courage is not the lack of fear, but the ability to face it. No, I didn't say that. That was said by Lieutenant, or if you, I don't know if you say Lieutenant, John B. Putnam Jr. He said, courage is not the lack of fear, but the ability to face it. So we're all going to be fearful. That's normal. But when you're courageous is when you jump into that deep end. And whatever is that deep end for you, you want to jump into that deep end. So the teaching today I want to share would be 3 points, 3 ways how we can bring out the hero that is within. How we can bring out the hero that is inside you. And the first step I want to share is that we must believe in ourselves. Yes, we must believe that we are heroes. And again, this is not about bigging up your chest, making yourself larger than you are, but it starts with believing. Now, if I did not at some point believe that I could jump in that deep end, it's probably such that it would not have happened. Now, clearly, I'm not, equating myself to any hero, any person who was given an award today. Not at all. But I'm talking about the hero within us. There are many times that we really fail to advance because of fear. And I'm encouraging us to be courageous. Step despite fear. You know, there's this song by Mariah Carey, and it says something like, there's a hero. Yes? There's a hero inside all of us. If you look inside your heart, yes, you shouldn't be afraid of who you are. There's an answer. If you reach into your soul, and the sorrow that you know will melt away. And then the hero comes along with the strength to carry on. And you cast your fears aside so you know you can survive. When you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong. And you'll finally see the truth that a hero lies in you. So if you think about it, we have several songs, we have books we can read that supports the fact that within us, we have a hero. And we want to make connection with that hero, that higher self, that part of you that will proceed despite fear. That's the hero that I'm addressing today. That's the hero that I'd love for you to honor today. So I'm saying that you must believe with every fiber of your being that whatever it is that you would want to take on, whatever it is that is standing in your way, you're able to pass that. You're able to pursue your dreams. You're able to achieve your goals. And the truth is, if you don't believe in your dream, perhaps you're defeated because you don't believe in the very thing that you'd want to achieve. You can't realize your dream if your mind is such that you're of the belief that it will not happen. So you must know that your dream needs you. You need to make connection with that hero who is inside you. And in the interest of your dream, you have to believe in yourself. You must view your dreams like sweet sounding music. Yes? And that fear, that doubt, ignore it. Well, not quite ignore it, but you need to recognize you can turn it down. Yes, you are in control of that noise. And it's something that I continuously believe in. You have two noises. Doubts, you have fear. You can monitor them. You can turn them down. And those voices, they come in your own voice sometimes. It's like that second mouth that you have right behind your ears. And it's just talking and say, no, man, you can't do that. You can't do that. And that's what the voice of fear sounded when I went to that edge of the pool. And I said to myself, boy, suppose me drown. You're mad? You never do this before. I doubted myself. So the point is, you really have the power to turn up the music of your dreams. And in that moment, the truth is, I wanted to know how it felt to really dive to the bottom of that water, to dive to the bottom of that pool. And that's the music that I was listening to. That's the voice I was listening to, not the voice of fear. So yes, it took me some time. It's a process. But you just have to be such that you believe in yourself. And that's how you're going to be getting to the point where you do the very thing that you want to do. Yeah? So the second thing I want to share in terms of how you can connect with the hero that is within you is to be your mind's guard. You know, if you go to a bank, at the entrance, you might find a security guard. Why? Well, they're kind of regulating the flow in and out of people. You know, a man might come in and try and rob the bank. Well, the truth is, you have to be the guard in your mind. You have to be that guard that's standing at the portal of your mind. Yes, just like that security guard at the door of a bank, regulating movement in and out. And what sort of movement you're regulating in and out is what goes into your mind and what comes out. Now, what goes into your mind is that second mouth behind your ears, talking all sort of garbage, putting in your mind a lot of doubt and fear. You have to stand at the portal of your mind and keep that voice out, push it out. Say, no, not today, you can't come in today. So you have to be your mind's guard. Yes? Guard your mind from the doubt and the fear that going creepy in at times. And remember, I know it's really, it's going creepy, It creepy in many ways, and sometimes, as I said, it's really your own voice. Sometimes it is somebody else's voice. But whatever it is, you have to keep that voice out. You have to keep out the fears. You have to keep out the doubts. And you must know that, you see, fear and doubt, they can't get in, unless you allow them in. Unless that security guard at the door allows somebody in, the person can't come in. The person can't come in. If the security guard is really serious about, look here, I regulate flow in and out, the person can't come in. And it's the same way you have to think about it. If you're standing guard at the portal of your mind, what will allow some fear thought or doubt thought to come in? You. So you really regulate that flow, right? And let us say that some thought of fear or doubt went into your mind. The truth is, just like how them come in, them can go out. And it is you who would have let them in, so you can let them back out. And the truth is, they don't really belong in your mind when you think about it. They don't. There's no benefit of harboring thoughts of negativity in your mind. So you want to keep out doubts and fear. And that's one way, I believe, how we can connect with that hero and bring that hero out. So whatever it is that you have a dream of doing, of achieving, of realizing, it is the hero in you, so to speak, that will actually realize that. It's not your lower self, so to speak. So you want to make your lower self meet that higher self. Yes? The third way I believe that we can connect with the hero inside us is actually to be a friend with the very thing that we fear. Let me explain. So going back to my situation at the pool, you see, I feared what would happen if I went below the water. I feared I might drown. I feared the swim coach might not reach me quick enough. I thought up all sorts of things. Anyway, all these things, they were fears. So when I say you have to make your friend, make your fear become your friend, really what I'm saying is that you have to face it. You can't friend something that you don't face. Yes? So it's like a bad dog. How will you tame that dog? You can't tame the dog without facing the dog. And when you look that dog in the eyes and say, sit, you're making connection with the eyes. And it's the same way when you look fear in its eyes and say, relax, rest. That is what you're doing. You're actually befriending your fear. So like I've said, it is said that courage is not the lack of fear. So fear still exists, but courage is taking action despite the fear. So despite being fearful of what was going to happen under the water, I jumped. And I jumped with some amount of fear. But that was overpowered by courage. And as you would imagine, many of these persons who got badge of honor for gallantry, these people, it's not that they did not have fear whatsoever. They took action, them jump in the gully, despite the fear. They didn't know the outcome. They had in their mind that probably the outcome would be great. I don't know. But the fact is they took action despite the fear. And it was similarly how I ultimately faced my fear by jumping into the deep end of the pool. You see, I've always thought that being able to do this would make me feel good. So when I go to water attractions, I just jump off the deep, jump off into the deep. Now today, it's something that I actually love. So my fear has now become my friend. I delight in jumping off rocks into waterfalls. I delight doing that. So, you know, you first dive into the deep end, you might be fearful. But think of it like your friend. Think of it like your friend. So my question to you is, what is your deep end? Yes? What it is that you would love to achieve, but fear, the voice of fear, is not in your favor as you see it, in connecting with that hero inside you. What is that deep end of yours? Now, I don't know what that deep end of yours is. But what I can tell you, it really doesn't matter what type of fear you're having. You can conquer your fears. You can realize your dreams. Yes, you can. But you just have to recognize that it is you who create fear. by your own thinking. Just like how I created fear in my mind and think of all these foolishness about I'm going to drown. And it's we who create fear in our own thinking. So just as how we can invite fear into our thinking, we can escort fear out of our thinking. So when next the noise of fear gets too loud, what are you going to do? Simply turn it down or mute it. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but you silence it. You silence it. So remember, you have the knob to turn up the music of your dreams. So what are you going to do? Turn up that knob. Turn up the music of the things that you would want to do despite the fear. You want to be courageous. You want to connect with that hero inside you. Yeah. You see, fear only gets bigger when we appear smaller. Yes, fear gets bigger when we appear smaller. When I see a bad dog, I don't know how bad the dog is, but I behave like I am bad, capital B-A-D. And I look the dog in the eyes and I'm like, right? And the dog will look in your eyes and also discern whether or not you are bad. And the dog might just sit. And not to say I will try that with any and every bad dog, but the truth is when we're training a dog, and if the dog is so-called bad, that's the step we take. And it's the same step we take with our fear. We have to look fear in the eyes and tame it. Yes, we have to tame it. So we have to face our fear. We have to make fear our friend. Because at the end of the day, the truth is that it is okay to have fear, but it is never okay to let fear have you. Yeah, it's quite okay to have fear. I had fear, but did I have fear having me forever? No. I put a noose on fear and then I controlled it. I jumped into the pool. I controlled that fear. So today I'm not fearful of jumping into the deep. It doesn't matter how deep it is. I jump in. Well, probably if I were to jump from a helicopter, I'd be fearful because I've never done that before. But sometime along that process, I might just overcome that fear. And this is the hero that we want to connect with. Yes? You will thank, so your now self will thank your then self in the future, so to speak, to say, thank you for taking this step that I was not brave enough to take. So you within your own being will have a honors and award ceremony of sorts within yourself, honoring, recognizing the hero that is within you. Absolutely. So I am saying, starting today, how about looking at fear differently? How about considering this? Fear is really feeling excited and ready, whatever it is that you're going after. How about deciding to feel excited and ready rather than the traditional meaning of fear, which really is just, yeah, I'm afraid. Feeling excited and ready. So those are the 3 steps that I would encourage you to take if you want to connect with the hero that is within inside you. And that hero is waiting to be expressed. Now we're almost at the end of the call. And there are some things that I'd love for you to do. Take action. Take action despite fear. Now, this is not anything about you being fearful, but I'd love for you to take action. I'd love for you to follow me. Yes? Follow me on my different handles, so to speak. So I'm on Twitter at Winroy Williams. I'm on Facebook as Winroy Williams. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram. I'd love for you to follow me on all of these media. And why do you want to do that? Because I want to share with you on a daily basis because I write something and I share on a daily basis. I want to share with you on a daily basis some inspiration, some motivation, something to probably get you through the day, something to shape your perspective of where you are right now and where you'd love to be. I'd also like for you to visit my website. And why? Because I have a gift for you. And that gift is an ebook. And I'd love for you to download that ebook. Well, it's simply, you go to the website, you type in your name, you type in your email address, and you click submit. And you will get the book in your email. Yes, I'd love for you to do that. Take that action. And as usual, I'd love for you to share this video with your friends. There are people who would love this content. Absolutely. But how better way for them to get it than you sharing with them? Yes? So the list of friends you have, I don't have. I'd love for you to share it on your friends list. I would be happy if you do that. So please share. So before we go, let me just summarize what it is that we spoke about today. We spoke about the hero that is within you. Every one of us have a hero. And the hero is that higher self. It's that self that you will honor when you step into being that self. And there are steps we can take to become the hero that we are. And I have outlined 3 steps. The first of which is that you must believe in yourself. You must believe you are that hero. The second step is that you have to guard your mind from doubt and fear in believing that you're a hero. And the third step is that you have to befriend your fear, whatever that fear looks like. Because if you fear that you're not that hero for some reason, you probably will never get to be that hero. In other words, you will never get to express who that person is supposed to be, which is you. So those are the 3 steps. So you must believe in yourself, you must guard your mind from doubt and fear, and you must befriend your fear. The truth is that, like I mentioned, fear is always going to be around. You can turn it down, you can mute it. Your choice. So, as I'm about to close, I want to say, I'm encouraging you, strive to be the hero that you are. Because you are. You might not have met that hero yet, but strive to be that hero that you are. And in doing so, in bringing out that hero, I want you to take steps in the direction of your dream or your goal. Conquer your fear. Yes? Take the steps, courageous steps, despite the fear. And I want you to have a new look to fear, where fear is now redefined. And fear is now feeling excited and ready. So until next week, I want you to take care, fear less, expect more, be bold. I want to thank you very much for joining for another week in Master Your Life. And as usual, please share this video. Thank you very much.